Welcome back to Minecraft Through the Night. I'm doggone. Oi! Oh, okay. Alright. Look for a moment. Yep, we are. We're still getting some OpenGL errors. Oh dear. I hope they don't persist once we get back to territory, to normal territory. Ooh. Why would we be getting OpenGL errors now? Mr. Toolsmith, do you have ideas? You will sell us a stone pickaxe for 1 emerald. That's a little bit. You sell us a bell for 34 emerald? Well, I have a bell here from the abandoned village. Thank you very much. I do have coal, but not with me. A smithing table, which I have. Haha. Speaking of, let's take the smithing table, the smoker, the stone cutter, the grindstone, and the bell. Let's get it back to the temple. I bet that's a fisherman. A farmer. Oh, farmer. Farmer, what do you do in the winter time? You rely on me to bring food, huh? Alright, well, oh yeah. Plan for today. Let us head back to the base and see if we can figure out what these new materials do. Can we make a shortcut? Talking low, dog. Can't hear you. Ah, my bad. My bad. My bad. I'll talk louder. Talk louder, dog. Okay. Alright. So our base is mostly north, a bit, and east. Pretty much northeast. Let's swim southerly and look at this island. That might be a jungle island. I would like to check it out. So, southerly. Shipwreck. Very scary. Very dark. Cannot see. Oh my god. Can't see. I don't think I have. Do not have potion. Do not have night vision chaos gem, which didn't work anyway. What is that? That's a house. Oi. I drowned. It's coming very quick. It's true. See if he follows. There's another shipwreck right down there. Does he follow us? I do not see him. Speak up, dog. Speak up, man. I will try. Hard. It's hard. Hard for an introvert to speak loud into a microphone in the quiet of his house in the middle of the day. But think of the viewers, dog. Thank you. I should. I must. I shall. Well, 2 things got me out of bed today. It is it's a sunny blue sky day in Oklahoma City, and I thought I got to bed at a reasonable time. Thought I would get up at a reasonable time. I actually did get up at a reasonable time, and I went in search of a heating pad for my feet because my feet were freezing. My comforter is snuggly, but my feet were very, very cold. So I went and got a sleeping heating pad. I found it finally after rummaging around the house and turned it on. There's that ship. Turned it on, or there's a different one actually. And it was when my feet finally got toasty, I fell asleep watching a YouTube video. That series that I told you about, Luftschiff. Dog, you just told us we're going to the house, and here you are making a boat. Here you are getting the boat out. Yes, you're correct. Well, here's my unspoken thought. Those graphics errors. Maybe I can just slow down things by moving slower. But I do want to explore some of this world. Some of the green ocean here. Love the green color, the green tint of the ocean. Oh my God, reminds me of Thailand. Oh my heart, Thailand. There's an ocean monument. Right there. Map. Yep, big as life right there on the map. Wow. Look how apparent it is on the map. Do you remember back in season 4, the ocean monuments were so tiny? Perhaps because the map was not zoomed in back in the day. We'll do a 360 around the ocean monument. Oi. Two things woke me up today, got me out of bed. One was the thought of recording another episode of Minecraft through the night for you. Making our invisible connection once again. Affirming something again. Making an affirmation of the day of being alive and whatnot. And the other thing was listening to Luftschiff, his continuing adventures of Vikram, the World War I ace. Oh, there's another village or abandoned village right there. Which way are we facing? South? Just a cluster of a few buildings. It's a beach village. Oh, people of Thailand, I want to return to properly enjoy your nation, your monarchy, your people, your land, your food, your sea, your waters. These are undersea ruins above ground. Do I have room? I do indeed have room. Don't really want any of that stuff. Wow. I love this. Undersea ruins that have been brought above ground by time and tide. There's this thing called a shovel, dog. Many people like to use it. Well, thank you. Thank you, kind imaginary viewer. I appreciate it. There it is. There's the chest. There's a golden helmet and a bit of coal. Beautiful light blue terracotta. And there's a chest. Bit of coal here with another golden helmet. The people of this land would often swim in the seas with golden helmets. Once upon a time they had enchantments upon these helmets to make them swim easier and breathe easier. In this day the enchantments are now lost, but the gold remains. A beautiful find in day 211 of Minecraft Through the Night. Well, dog, why not? While you're here, this is a very, look at this very interesting, beautiful peninsula of land. It's plains with river surrounded on both sides by beach, around a beautiful shallow tropical sea on either side, with this ocean monument to the east. And leading southward, flowing down into desert. Looks like a tropical ocean to the west, or a reef. Westward. There's a wild pig remaining. There's a reef. Wild pig remains from days of captivity, from days of yore. Luftschiff had a brilliant moment in one of his videos, in his Austrian Rise of Flight series, and I had paused the video during the night. Sometimes he plays concert music, especially Austrian nationalist concert music, classical music, and sometimes it's overly loud and very difficult to rest with the music playing. So I paused the video. Well, when I got up to get my feet warm with the heating pad, I restarted the video and watched a bit. This is beautiful. It's a coral reef. Let us sleep through this night and we'll come back and look at this more. These are houses. Are they? They look almost like houses. Shipwrecks all around. There was one there. There's one behind us. Let's run over here to this small deserted island. Sleep through this night. So I re-began the Vikram saga today, and there was a moment so hilarious, so wonderfully edited that and narrated that I was just laughing out loud, truly laughing and enjoying, and felt warm, and that made me wake up and get ready for another day. It's interesting sometimes the things that call us back to the world. Robert Bly has a great line, "Love calls us back to the world." He was, in some ways, Robert Bly was sort of the great American poet. He was sort of a father figure to me in terms of poetry, a poetry father. Now, my own father was a poet, but not much of his work has survived the time and tide. Oh, what a big, that was a lot of coal. I came down here to fill the hole in with dirt, but I kind of need the dirt myself. Let us get back in the ship and explore these corals. I told you in the recent episode, I'm a bit of a thalassophobe, a bit phobic about the ocean, deep ocean. I am, and I know, like most things, that fear can be resolved and unlearned with time and exposure. And I know if I were to live in a place where I would swim a lot in the ocean like this, I know that time would help to alleviate the phobia. Sea pickle, bubble coral fan, tube coral block, horn coral block. Oh, this is so lovely. Brain coral. Wait, I drowned. Let me put you out of your misery. A ship in wreck. Looks like it is very much preserved here. Get down, down, down. Open the hatches. But first, rise, rise, and breathe. The masts remain above the ground. Went to Jamaica once, many, many years ago for honeymoon. Oops. Oh, that's, how do I, there we go. Different button. I can't see anything down here. But I know there are things here. But I can't see. And so, until I have some way to see underwater, I will postpone that adventure. Fire coral block. Tube coral, brain coral fan. Lovely. Thank you for these beautiful aquatic things. Minecraft team. Tropical fish. Puffer fish. Ouch. What's hitting me? What are you guys? Are you puffer fish? Oops. What was a puffer fish attacking me? You guys are tropical fish. Okay, let's eat some food underwater. Sounds like a good idea. Beautiful. In Jamaica, I went snorkeling once, and it's kind of terrifying, in part because there were some, we went on a catamaran, and they warned us that there were some spiny creatures below. Don't step on the spiny creatures. They had poison stingers, sea urchins or something. I don't remember, but I remember being so terrified of stepping on them. I did actually a couple of times, and unexpected, and it just surprised me and startled me, and I just was terrified. And the young fellows operating the catamaran, I think, were just laughing their butts off. Tourists. But it was it was very interesting. So it was the pufferfish itself. I think it's poisoning me in some way, although I don't see any potion effect. However, I mean, even though I was terrified, it was and the reef, I now recognize the reef itself where we snorkeled was devastated. There was it was a dying reef, and yet it was still quite beautiful. And I know that I could come to love that feeling of swimming around the reef and feeling the waves, the pulse of the ocean around me, the sway and surge of it. It's a beautifully buried shipwreck. No, it's not. No, it's not buried. I thought it was partially buried in sand. Well, this is a very wonderful coral reef down here. Very lovely. And what is that? A ravine? Yeah, a deep ravine. Indeed. Well, I'm directionally incorrect. I want to head eastward actually. And I just realized I told you a bit of a fib moments ago. I did not get to sleep at a good time last night. It was very, very late in the morning before I went to bed. In part because I wasn't sleepy, because my sleep schedule is a bit disrupted. It's completely disrupted. It's shambles. But also because of Subnautica Below Zero. I actually recorded an LP, a Let's Play of Subnautica, the original, and was watching that. I've thought about uploading it and decided nah. However, well, when I began my last playthrough of Subnautica, the first episode I mic'd it, and then after that I quit micing it just to play and enjoy the play of it. Let's take off these. Don't look, but I'm taking my pants off. You can't tell because I have blue pants anyway. Well, maybe you can tell, but anyway, let's take those. Oh, but if I take the pants off, I don't get the. Oh, I do. Wait. What gives me the step up? Huh. Well, that's interesting. With my pants off, I still have the step up function, but I don't have the speed boost. Oh, this is lovely. In terms of world generation. It's going to be afternoon, dog, and it's day 212. Have you hugged someone today? I got nobody to hug, man. I'm not going to go hug Chuck. There's a village. Here's a wishing well. Let's see. Wishing well. Wishing well, wishing well. Oh, wishing well. I wish to see Nantana in December. Yes. Oh, the wishing well threw it back at me. Ha! It threw my emerald back. Please let me see Noi. That is my wish. And let us have a grand time. And let us decide to be together. Good people. Little kidneys. Kidney beans. How are you, sir? Farmer. Ah, wheat. Wheat. Have no wheat for you. And you, sir? A nut, a fruit cake. Unemployed. You, sir, also unemployed. Ooh, oh. Oops. Kid was in bed in that house. A beautiful little village you have here, sir. I would trade you some wheat if I had wheat. Unfortunately, I have no wheat. I thought this was the place where you have your bell, but I don't see it. Well, let us sleep through this night. Oi, I left my boat. Dog. We'll sleep through night 212. And I'm going to do a time check. Good morning. Oops, sun. Namaste to you. Sunrise in the east. Okay, we look good. We're 25. Wait a minute. Did I truly leave the boat? Which way did I come from? I don't know, man. I don't know. Did I truly leave? No, there it is. There's. Okay. Oi. It's a beautiful village, desert biome village. I suppose we could go around here and try to gather the wheat for that farmer. Oh, what a nice little stable. Yum, cactus fruit. Ooh, sweet potato. Yum, yum. In return, I'll leave you some fertile soil. Love calls us to things of the world. Robert Bly also had a line. He has many great lines I have remembered over the years. I discovered him in college as a sophomore, and his words spoke to me then, and I found him both fascinating and upsetting. Started to say infuriating, but it wasn't that strong of an emotion. Every day I have not spent in solitude was wasted. He wrote that line, and I really thought it and believed it for a long, long time. But it's solitude is really not that great for a dude like me. A long solitude is not great. It's a pretty cactus in a pot. Whoever is designing this stuff, thank you, thank you. A couple of furnaces here. I always think they should have something in these furnaces, though. Grindstone. Some gold. Believe you me, we'll take that. With great thanks. Leave you an emerald for your troubles. And ha! Looks like my daughter's houseplant dead. You have cartographer with a eye loop. You have paper. You want paper? I have no paper. Where's your farmer friend at? Farmer. I have wheat for you, farmer. There's your bill. Where is the farmer, dude? Here's one. Yes. I have 2 wheats. There we go. Thank you. Good trades. Yeah, good trades. Good jams. Let's go eastward across this trackless desert. Robert Bly. Oh, he has the poem when the dumb shall speak. He was a anti-war activist. Really found his voice during the Vietnam War, and was outspoken in his poetry about the Vietnam War. And of course, probably goes without saying that people of a military bent are typically not quite into the drumbeat, the pulse of poetry, unless it's nationalistic, jingoistic, marching, hoorah poetry. And so these protest poets' words fall on ears that are deaf in terms of the people who are making decisions. Not people, many people hear and understand these words, but people who have a bent towards domination, it's a language that typically they can't hear. They don't get it. And if they do, they just put it out of their mind as simplistic prosody, which it isn't. It's complex truth. Bly had this wonderful poem in his book, Silence in the Snowy Fields. Let me think. Where does it go? Something like this. In the ocean, let me think. And the ocean at last draws us into the ocean. And in the ocean we drift like a radish, rising and falling. What was the rest of that poem? There is a joyful night in which we lose everything and drift like a radish, rising and falling, and the ocean at last draws us into the ocean. A joyful night in which we lose everything and drift like a radish, rising and falling, and the ocean draws us at last into the ocean. That's terribly remembered, but that's part of it. Okay, well, let's go due north and get back to home. C418's music calls us back to things of the world, things of this world of the player, this thing we call a game, this land we call this land. R.I.P. Wash. Brown coats forever. Brown coats and poets forever. Paused it for a minute to check my messages. Got a message from my dear mother. She is doing well. She said it was very chilly when she got up this morning and went for her morning walk. Sometimes I think will and desire is something that one has to create out of stubbornness. Sometimes you can't wait for the ocean to at last throw you into the ocean. Sometimes you have to just power your way into the ocean for no reason. No reason at all. And there is landfall ahead. Landfall is ahead. Home is not far beyond. The temple of dawn, temple of the rising sun. Lands of Asia love the rising sun. Oh, kelp apparently loves us because it jumped into our arms. And I do have room for it. Trade places with you, kelp. And let's put the pants back on. Let's look at the map once more. We will head northward into the night. With a cooked fish, a cooked cod in our hands, signifying peace, temperance, patience, signifying joy, the ocean, signifying will and desire. Remember that time we were walking through here? We got blown up by creepers who made a big old hole in the ground. Remember that time? I know you do. It was not so long ago. It was not a long time ago. It was a short time ago. In a place close by. And here we are at home. I'll see you next time for Minecraft Through the Night, Season 5, the Temple of Dawn, right here. Bye now.